Ramsey, and like it would suck. But once again, they're his own scheme, so it's like, it's just like saying it's really nice to have a Ferrari drive to the grocery store, but at the end of the day, a Toyota can get you there. Like, it's nice to have Jalen Ramsey, a very good corner, play in their coverage scheme, but they just need a corner who is, above average, reliable, and can do his job. That's all they need. They don't need Jalen Ramsey to do it. So I think they would be willing to deal, and they obviously are going to have to get a first, at least. And I think they definitely want to build their offensive line. I think that's what, if they could add any piece, it would either be offensive line or wide receiver.
They don't have receivers to give, that's for sure.
No, the Eagles, they're not taking anyone from the Eagles.
They might give Nelson Aguilar away. They could give him away.
That deal.
They could just say, here, take Nelson.
The Eagles, you don't break up your offensive line.
Jalen Ramsey's going to bully Nelson Aguilar so bad in practice. That's going to be mean.
I would, man. I mean, I know that the Titans can't really give up any. I would, and it doesn't make sense.
They wouldn't trade within the division.
What?
They wouldn't trade within the division.
They might. If the Titans, because I think Jalen Ramsey. I still think, I don't know.
At this point, I don't think he has to say where he's going. I don't think he has to.
Titans aren't a threat right now. Let's be honest. The reason why the Titans wouldn't do that is because we trade Adoree and a first or something, Adoree a first and for like a third. But it's like then we'd have to trade Butler.
This was like something in the I think it was the baseball deadline. One of the general managers like, yeah, I just refuse to trade. Oh no, it was somebody trading with Belichick. He's like, I just refuse to trade with Belichick because I don't want to be outsmarted constantly. I just don't do it. And that's what I think you guys are doing. You guys are both like, we know we're going to mess up. We just can't mess up inside our division.
Yeah. But I do think that the Jaguars are also thinking, yeah, okay, what, the Titans hold us to 14 points? Cool. They can only score 3. You know what I mean? Are they scoring more than 10?
That's something Mike Vrabel will figure out. All right, let's do the next one. So, Matt, have you heard of the great soccer franchise Rockdale?
Is it Rockdale? Is it Rochdale?
It's like Rockdale. Similar to Rock, but it might be with an H.
What I used to do on FIFA is take a League 2 team, get them to win the Premiership, the Premier League. I never did Rockdale. It's so weird that lower league in England. It's so funny because you can have sides because there's still a relegation and a promotion, but you get relegated to a league that it's like a Sunday league and different things like that.
A pub side.
So it's interesting because you see a lot of these people, and really, if you're pretty good at soccer, I'm sure there are people that graduate high school that get D2 offers and D3 offers that could probably play for a League 2 side. And they're not going to be a standout, but they probably could play. And it's actually not terrible. It's 200 euros a week, something like that.
I don't know how much that even translates. But anyway, let me tell the story. Let me set the side. So Rockdale is in 17th place out of 23 teams in League 1. So they're one below the Premier League.
League 1. They're not League 2. I didn't realize that.
One below the Premier League. Which isn't as bad. I thought they were in the 4th league. I thought they were even worse than this.
Yeah, I thought they were.
Oh no, it was Tottenham that lost to the 4th league team.
Yeah.
Anyway, Rockdale. They're not a good club. They're playing Man United, and a 16-year-old for Rockdale scores the game-tying goal, sends it to penalties. The kids, eventually Rockdale loses in penalties to Man U, but this would have been the biggest moment in Rockdale's history, one of the worst defeats in Man U's history. The kid takes the presser. He's talking about his life, and they're like, "Oh, so do you still do school and everything?" He's like, "Yeah, I actually don't have. I got out of class today to get ready for the game, but tomorrow I'm really worried. I have this psych test." So this kid, he's scoring goals against Man U, taking psych tests the next day. Rockdale needs to learn something from North Carolina or Duke, and just get that kid, get him some easy grades, give him the A-minuses, get him some tutors, do the thing. Learn from NCAA. You can cheat that system easy.
I feel like, well, I don't know. I feel like I'm pretty sure a League Two team beat Arsenal recently.
What team
I
beat
feel like
Tottenham?
Manchester United has to have lost to League Two. League Two.
It doesn't matter. That was still freaking crazy. That was still quite the big.
Yeah.
It shouldn't have been close. Shouldn't have been close. So
No,
anyway,
I mean, of course not. It's crazy because like one of these players could probably like his wages are like the entire club of the other team. I mean, that's basically it's insane.
that's such a moment. Scoring on Man U at 16 years old.
It's got to feel great.
You think so?
Yeah. I mean, I will say though,
He couldn't even drive. He can probably barely even drive himself to the games.
I mean, Man U, it's so crazy to think of where they were just a fairly short while ago with Rooney and Van Persie. I believe it was 13 that they won the league.
Mm-hmm.
It was either 12 or 13. You know, Rooney and Van Persie killing it. And then, you know, Lukaku didn't pan out for them. It looks like Pogba's not really going to pan out for them. Alexis Sanchez isn't going to pan out for them. It's like, man, they just their culture is so different than what they were, you know, back in the days of Scholes and Giggsy and all them.
Sir Alex Ferguson would roll over in his grave.
He's still alive.
He would roll over in his grave if he saw that. All right, let's do the next one. Georgia Tech, they've been banned from the postseason 2020, 4-year probation. Georgia Tech's been in trouble actually multiple times the last few years.
Mm-hmm.
But nothing's ever happened. But this could be a sign to come for the teams that are getting in trouble. Kansas just had allegations come out against them.
Yeah.
So maybe something to be a little worried about in the NCAA cracking down.
So I know there's this postseason ban. That's like saying that the Dolphins are banned from the Super Bowl.
No. Georgia Tech was supposed to be pretty decent this year. They could have been a tournament team this year.
I don't know. They haven't. I mean,
they haven't done anything since Derek Favors.
No. But I think the bigger thing is they lost their scholarship. They got fined some amount. Like they lose money for the program. A lot of this stuff, and it was for Jarrett Jack giving a kid $300 to spend at a strip club. I know you can't.
That was a while ago. I think this is something to do with Josh Pastor and some boosters.
Oh, I thought I saw $300
I think that Jarrett Jack was a while ago.
Oh, okay. Well, regardless, it just seemed like from everything I was reading, it just seemed like, and the boosters, the coach told that specific booster, he said, "Hey, you can't be doing this. You can't be doing this. Don't give him money. Don't give him this. Don't give him that." And the booster did it anyways. And they were completely forthright in the investigation. They tried to help out as much as possible. It's like, I just am like, why? It doesn't seem worth it.
I think Georgia Tech just keeps messing up. It's like the third time they're under investigation the last 3 years. And they just said, all right, enough's enough. I also think Josh Pastor's he's a shady character, and he's also not even a good coach. I'm tired of Josh Pastor. You know what this opens up?
No, I get it, but it's also like, well, okay, and what about Calipari at Kentucky?
Oh, Josh Pastor ain't bringing in the money. Georgia Tech ain't bringing in the money.
Zion Williamson, you saying he committed to Duke without even having to visit? Didn't even go on a visit to Duke, and he committed? Are you kidding me?
Well, his stepdad got a house.
Yeah, it's like, why are you going after? That's my thing. It's like
the NCAA doesn't.
Yeah, we know they broke the rules. We also know that everyone else breaks the rules. Okay, give them the postseason ban, whatever. Don't take away a scholarship. That's a kid. Like, you know what I mean? Don't take away money.
It's a scholarship for a future player. You know what it opens the door though? Georgia State basketball. It's only going to keep getting better. Replace Georgia State with the ACC from Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech's losing to the Citadel. Georgia Tech lost to the Citadel in football. Georgia State's beating Tennessee in football. Replace Georgia State with Tech.
Did you see that the first ESPN mock draft came out today for the NBA?
I think that came out like yesterday, but yeah.
Yeah, yesterday. Did you see any of those? LaMelo was at like 4 or something like that.
I saw a lot of talk about LaMelo potentially going 1, and I know Anthony Edwards is up there, but I haven't got into it yet.
I will say,
waiting for college basketball to start up.
Jalen Smith for Maryland had him in the second round.
Sticks? Come on, Sticks put on like 30 pounds. Sticks is a log now.
I would take him top 5.
Sticks is a log.
Do you see his energy?
He's the man. He's got great rec specs. He's the man.
He is the man. Him and Bruno Fernando. It's a travesty.
I'm just not in college basketball zone right now. But,
me neither. But let's keep going. This next one. Did you see this whole Baker Mayfield versus Rex Ryan?
Rex Ryan. He's putting the good foot forward and he's fighting the good fight. He told Baker, "You're nothing, Baker." Rex put his foot down and said, "Baker, suck on these toes."
Yeah, I mean, the other thing, and I get, and this is, I get why Baker's doing this, and it's the right response. Hey, he's not in, orange and brown. He doesn't matter. But it's also like, Baker, you were talking shit all offseason. Like, you were. This is just the consequence of talking shit all. This is what happens. And so it's like, this is just a product of you spouting out how good you guys are going to be and then going 0-3. That's what happens. Largely due to him trying to play hero ball and throwing interceptions in every single fourth quarter.
1-2.
I will say, so Baker says, if you're not wearing orange and brown, you don't matter. What if Rex Ryan put on a Browns jersey? Like, what if he just threw on a Browns jersey and was like, Baker, you suck?
You know what's funny? I think everyone else that's not wearing brown and orange matters. That's the only franchise that doesn't matter currently.
Well,
it's for the last 20 years at least.
Yeah. It's insane.
You know what I would have loved, though?
Like, if you literally just wipe them from the history books, if you wipe that entire franchise from the history books, it changes almost nothing. Every single Super Bowl champ is still the Super Bowl champ. I don't know if it even changes who gets in the Super Bowl. That's how bad it is. Like, they really have 15 meaningful wins that actually changed standings.
I didn't want to pile on the Browns, but it would have been awesome to see.
I hate to say it, but it's true. It's actually really rough.
But it would have been awesome to see Baker be on the Jets team with Rex Ryan. They're both just talking a lot of shit, talking how they're going to win the AFC. That would have been awesome to see. I would have loved that.
I bet Rex Ryan would love to coach him.
I think they would be great to coach together. Yeah. I heard some cool stuff I heard a great story about Rex Ryan the other day. Just how he just was so inspired, during a preseason game, and he had the whole team crying. It was awesome. All right, you got the next one.
Okay, so I gotta tell you, NBA teams. I think it was the NBA. Yeah, it was the NBA required NBA teams to be accurate when they announce or give back their height and their age to the league for them to post. A lot of things that like KD's been listed at 6'9" since he entered the league, and he's taller than Serge Ibaka, but Serge Ibaka's listed at 6'10". So Serge Ibaka 6'8"? No, Kevin Durant's 6'11", 7 foot. Chris Paul, they've had him at 6 foot consistently. He's probably 5'11". But I think the thing that made this happen is Buddy Hield, because of, I don't know why or whatever, they, on draft night, they had his age wrong. He was 1 year older than he actually was. The NBA had his age wrong. And the way it was found out was last year, someone wished him a happy birthday. It said, happy 25th birthday. And he goes, I'm turning 26. And so he was a year younger up until then. People thought he was a year younger officially.
Well, you know what the problem was?
What?
You know what the problem is?
What?
Buddy Hield, he grew up on island time. It's different.
Yeah, it is different.
He's living the slow life. He's on island time. He's not as old as you think he is.
Yeah, so
less stress on the bones. He's fine. He could be 21, really.
A lot of things. First of all, I feel like age generally should be pretty verified. That does matter, especially when drafting. The height, there are stories that Kevin Garnett used to say he was 6'13" instead of or 6'12", That's what he used to say. He wasn't 7 feet tall. He was 6'12", because he felt like